What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Drip Sports Talk. Back with another video. Actually, I have 3 videos coming out, maybe three or four that are coming out. I don't think I'm gonna be posting them back to back to back in one day. I'm probably gonna split them within a day of each other, like every other day, or every, like, you know, today, then tomorrow, then the next day, because my ass has been busy. As you can tell, I told you guys it was busy. I was been busy. Last video, I told you guys I was busy. If you guys watched the last video, I told you guys, I went through a lot. Not bad, but like a roller coaster of shit throughout the whole month of October. We're now hitting the midpoint of November with Thanksgiving coming up in a week and a half, which is fucking crazy to me to think about. And yes, I'll have NFL videos this week as well. I'm gonna be fucking dropping a bombshell videos. But today, as you can tell by the title, yes, I've waited. Did not mean to wait this long because like I said, mid October was the start of the NBA season. I was completely busy. I was trying to get life situated with certain shit, and I didn't get to make an NBA video for standings for the year, or at least for the All Star break till um because I'll make one after the All Star break, obviously, like going into the playoffs. But I do have my predictions that I had beginning of the season and then obviously now. So like the predictions that I have from seed 1 through 10 for each conference, that's from the start of the NBA season till currently how it's seeded now. Like this is my predictions on how it's gonna be coming to All Star break. And then at the All Star break, or once at the All Star break happens, then I'll do a video on there to show you guys, to tell you guys what I think for my prediction is for going after that. Anyways, let's get into the video. So today I've got my list right here on an envelope, and I'm gonna start off with the East because it's pretty easy, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. The West was kind of difficult to make up because the West has so much comp and the East is not really comp at all. So let's start off by saying, obviously, let's go through the number 1 through the 10 seed. The reason why I only did 1 through 10 because 11 through 15, first of all, it's not going to matter because 11 through 15, no play in because that obviously exists now. And, um, yeah, that just means that there's no point in putting those teams in there. But the first seed that I see coming out the East, I mean, if you can't be surprised, not trying to be biased here, just being overall my opinion on how everything's going to shape up and how everything is in the East. I can't lie. The Celtics. The Celtics are going to be number 1 seed. I cannot lie. Currently going to the All-Star break, I do have them going number 1. Um that could basically definitely change if injuries or whatever happens, god forbid if anything happens. But so far, currently, right now, I have the Celtics at number 1 just because, first of all, I'm not gonna say we because I don't want to make like a biased state point. I'm gonna say they're stacked. um the bench is, I mean, I like the bench but not really. We do need I don't want to say we, my fault. They need a backup center. Al Horford and Porzingis are the 2 main centers. Luke Cornett is buns, boogie buns. I'll admit that as a fan of the team. We need a dominant center. Someone that can come off the bench and rely on boards. You don't even need to get points, just boards. Just boards. Defense, rim protection, and boards. Other than that, the Celtics, they are a solid number 1 team. I see them being the number 1 team, number 1 seed going into the All-Star break. Right behind them are the Bucks. Yes, they are struggling. I see that by the standings because they're in like the 5th or 6th seed right now. That's for now. Like I said, they got Damian Lillard. Everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, Giannis and Dame are gonna be the best." No, first of all, the Bucks, they're gonna be the second seed going to the All-Star break. I guarantee you. I could be wrong, but it'd be hard to say that they're not gonna go into All-Star break as the second seed. They just gotta make sure their shit's together. The third team is the Sixers. The reason why I say Sixers is the third team and not the second is because as of right now, they're on a streak. I'm not gonna lie, they're on a nice streak. As much as I despise them, I have to be very honest. They're a really good team. Is Harden was the problem. That's why they got rid of him. And now it's Tyrese Maxey's team, technically, because Joel Embiid did say it was his team. It was Tyrese Maxey, as he dropped a 50 burger on, I forget what team they just played. The Pacers, I think. So, but they're a really nice team. They got good bench depth because of the hard trade. So, yeah, I see them coming in the top three, the third seed going to the All-Star break. Then I have the Miami Heat going to the fourth seed. Not the best team right now, but I do see them picking up their pace. They're going to be good. Surprisingly, I don't have the Cavs in the fourth seed, but I do have them in the fifth seed because they are good, but not like great. I do have them going into the fifth seed, right behind the Heat, just because. I mean, they are like a mediocre team, to be honest. In my opinion, I thought they would be better, but they're actually mediocre. They're not really that great as much as you would think they are. They're not that great. Right behind them is the Hawks. I can't forget about Trae Young, dude. Trae Young's disgusting. That dude is crazy. Because the Hawks, they're low key dangerous team. The Hawks are really low key dangerous team as a 6th seed. The 7th seed, 7th through 10 was hard to choose because like it wasn't the best teams to pick, but I was thinking about like the teams and who they have on their team and going into the All-Star break. So with the 7th seed, I have the Knicks, because they got a really good, decent squad. Not a great, but decent. They could put up a fight. Like they always put up a fight against like all the teams that I know of, at least majority of the time. So they could fight. They could fight. But 7th seed, the Bulls as 8th seed, they do have some really good players. Zach LaVine, Vucevic, Alex Caruso, all of them. They do got a decent team, but they don't have the best team for the 8th seed, for like a good like 6 or above team. So I do have them in the 8th seed. Then ninth, I have the Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton, and I forget who else is with there. Miles Turner. They're really good defense. They're really good defense. A good team too. Halliburton could drop buckets. They have a good. They have Aaron Nesmith. They have really good, decent squad over there. And then the Raptors is number 10. The Raptors, I mean, because I say that is because they don't have a great squad, but they don't have a terrible squad. As in, the Nets, any other shit. Nets, Hornets, and Wizards, and forget what's the last team or last couple. I don't give a shit. Anyways, those are my teams for the East that are gonna make it to the All-Star break. Be relevant by then so far. So I got the Celtics, the Bucks, the Sixers, the Heat, the Cavs, the Hawks, the Knicks, the Bulls, the Pacers, and the Raptors. All going 10th seed or above into the All-Star break. Like I said, I'll make another video after the All-Star break, like going into the second, like going to the playoff push. As I like to say, the start of the playoffs, and after the All-Star break happens. Now for the West, this was kind of hard because not only I did not have what I had when I first started the season, but you know what? I mean, I had to do it with my best options, and I was like, you know what? Let me just put this as for now because it could fluctuate because the West is so jammed for each team. It's like anyone could come up to the top. So I wasn't trying to be obvious, but this is why I got going into the All-Star break. I have the Nuggets number 1, defending champs. You really can't say much about them. I mean, like I said, Injuries could play a factor because Jamal Murray is out for almost a month and a half with I think, strain. I don't know if it's a strain or groin. It's one of those two. But he's out for 4 to 6 weeks, so got to keep an eye on that and see how they're going to be. But they're number one seed for now in the West. But I do have number one going into the All-Star break. That could change, like I said. And then I have the Warriors. They're not the best team right now, but I do have to go to the second seed into the West to All-Star break because, like I said, it's the start of the season. Not everyone's going to be great at the start of the season. It's crazy because everyone that starts great at the start of the season, like, transitions into a not so great team, or at least a decent team to where they're not the top seeded. You feel me? So like I said, with the Celtics and Nuggets, they're the number one seeds for now, or technically the 76ers are currently, but like I said, the Celtics and the Nuggets as currently where I have right now as the top seeds, they could be on a great stretch right now, but like I said, shit could happen to where they lose like a certain amount of games or injuries happen and they drop down. So anything could happen. But my third team, my number C3 I have for the West is the Suns. There's no way Booker, Katie, and Beal are gonna, just not even just that trio, but like that team, they have depth on that team. I can't see them going lower than the fifth seed at least, the fifth seed. But I have them at 3 just because like the West is so stacked. And the fourth seed I have is the Clippers. That's another one. I didn't want to put them in the third seed or in the second because like first of all, they're 0-3 for now. They have not won a game with Harden on their team. It's chemistry, dude. Everyone's gonna be like it's a Harden problem. Yes, you could say that, but like I said, it's chemistry. So you have to figure out how the team's gonna play out by All-Star break. They could be ass right now, and then they could be the best team in the West going to All-Star break. So I put them fourth because as of right now, they're not the great team, but they could be a good contender. I mean, I'll be surprised if they don't make the playoffs with 4 superstars. But right after them, I have the Mavericks because I don't see the Mavericks being the second best team currently right now going into the All-Star break. I see them being the 5th seed just because, like I said, it's too early still, and plus, like, they're just going a little run. Luka, I don't want to hate on him because he's one of my favorite. He's one of the greatest players currently in the game right now, playing the game. Dude's going off, but, like, if something happens to him or, like, they have injuries, they're going to drop down. So that's why I had them at the 5th seed because they're not the best team, but Luka's carrying, bro. It can't just be Luka doing all this because if it was for Luka, they would not be great. So right after them, I had the Timberwolves. Timberwolves are a good, decent team. Their defense is what makes them play a factor in what they are doing right now. But like I said, injuries play a factor. I don't see them being the 3rd seed going into, because they are currently the 3rd seed. I don't see them being the 3rd seed going into the All-Star break. They have a good defense though. Not gonna lie. They made both best teams in the East and West currently. Well, I mean, I would like to say Celtics are the best team, but currently, technically, it's the 76ers, but they made the Celtics and the Nuggets get their first L. So, I don't know, man. Timberwolves, they have that defense, though. The 7th seed, I did put the Lakers. I can't really say LeBron won't make the playoffs. LeBron's going to make the playoffs, bro. I'll be shocked if the Lakers don't make the playoffs. Currently, right now, they're in the 4th or 5th seed right now, I think. The Lakers. I forget what seed they are in, but as of right now, going into the All-Star break, I have them at 7th seed because, first of all, they're not going to be going any higher. They got the same team. That's what people are saying. Hold on. They got the same team from the All-Star break, even added more players that are good this offseason. They had the All-Star break. They had a trade deadline. They did so good last year at the trade deadline. They had the same exact team as last year at the trade deadline. Plus, they added more people on their team in the offseason. And they're still ass. You can't say anything about them being, oh, well, they have Cam Reddish, so they have all this, so they... No, you can't say that. As a fan of the NBA, not trying to be biased at all, just a fan of the NBA, they're not good with the same squad they had. I don't know what happened. So, don't say anything about the Lakers being, oh, well, they need a better team. No, they got that better team last year. What happened this year? There's no excuse. There's no excuse. They got the better team. I don't know what it is, but hey, we only can hope so. We only can hope for the better. Anyways, I don't know how they're going to be at the All-Star break, but I do have them at 7 seed because I just had to add them in there. The Pelicans, same. Pelicans are a decent squad. Don't have them the best team, but they are going to make the... They're in the playoff push. I see them going into the All-Star break. The Kings, I can't forget about the Kings, the people that made it to the playoffs, deep in the playoffs last year. I can't forget about them. And they still fucking somehow are going to make the playoff push as a 9th seed, in my opinion. I see that happening. And then my second favorite team, I have the Thunder going in there because the Thunder are a really good young squad. They're a really good young squad. They're not the best team, but they're a really good young squad. And I see them making a playoff push going to the All-Star break, but we only can hope to find out. So those are my teams to the West. The Nuggets, number 1, with Warriors, number 2, Suns 3, Clippers 4, Mavs 5, T-Wolves 6, Lakers 7, Pelicans 8, Kings 9, and Thunder 10. That's my teams for the West going into the All-Star break. Mind you, this is for the All-Star break, so all I can say is I hope as an NBA fan that no one gets injured, everyone still stays healthy, at least no significant injury to where they end the season with a season ending. If it's like a sprain or like, anything like that, that was only going to be though for like a week or two, maybe 3, then that's nothing. I'm not worried about that. But if it's like a season ending to where it's like a torn whatever, then I don't wish that on anyone. I just want everything to be healthy, have a great basketball going into the All-Star break, and obviously continue this throughout the whole till June. I don't want no injuries till any time. I don't want any injuries. I don't wish anything. Like I said, but if it's anything minor like sprains or anything that does not involve season ending, I'm okay with that. But other than that, it's Boy Drip Sports Talk. If you do see more video of the next few videos this week with me wearing the same clothing and how it looks in the background, it's because I'm making back to back videos right now as I speak. I'm making another one right after this video, so stay tuned for that. Don't be like, oh my gosh, he wore the same thing 4 days in a row. No, because I fucking am making videos back to back, so I don't have to do them like on different days. But other than that, it's been your boy Drip Sports Talk. Let me know in the comments below what do you guys think about my season predictions to go into the All-Star break. And let me know what you guys have. And yeah, it's been your boy. And see you in the next video. Peace.